Welcome to TechieShare. In this video, I am going to explain the remaining functionalities in linked list. So far, we have discussed about how the insertion happens in linked list. Suppose if you are in watch that video, I suggest to watch that video first. I have shared the link in the description below. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel for getting more videos on data structure and don't forget to press the bell icon for getting instant updates. So let's dive into the concept. Now I'm going to implement remove method for removing the data from the list. So the method signature will be public void remove. Here I have to pass the index which I want to remove the data from my linked list. Okay, so the argument will be int index. The first step will be I have to validate whether my index is given range or not. So that validation I have already done into my add to index method. So I'm just copy the content from my add to index method here. Okay, so I'm just paste the content here. Here the remove operation will be look like add to index method. Like here also there will be two pointer, one will be current element and another one will be header element. So the previous element, the current element will point to the header element and previous element will be null. Here also the index, right, for tracking that index I have to create one field called as integer I. Okay, so the iteration also same as add to index logic. So I'm going to create one while loop here. So while my current element is not null, so I'm going to iterate over a over the list. So if it is not null and also my I not equal to my index, so if it is so, what will happen, I'm just move my current element to the next element and as well as previous element to the next element. So previous equal to current element and current element equal to the next element of your current element. So it nothing but current dot next. So the first step, previous equal to current and current equal to current dot next. Okay, so once I have done, I'm simply increase my I value by 1. So using I plus plus, that's it. Let's take an example. Suppose if you are want to remove the data, the first element from your list, nothing but if you are removing the 0th index data. So let me check our list. Yeah, this is a list, right? Now I'm going to remove the 0th index data, nothing but 50 data. Okay, so in that case what will happen, the loop will get exit at the initial time, right? So when the 0th index, right, so loop won't execute. So in that case what will happen, the previous element is null. Suppose if your previous element equal to null means if you are removing the 0th index data, in that case what will happen, the header element should move to the next element of your header element. So nothing but head equal to head dot next or current dot next. Okay, so this is what the first case will be. So once you have moved to the next pointer, what you have to do, you have to reduce your size by 1. So using post increment operator, I'm going to reduce my size by 1, size minus minus, that's it. Now I'm going to verify this logic in my main method. Before verifying that functionality, I'm simply add one sysout statement for better understandability. So the sysout statement will be, I'm going to remove the 0th index data from the list. So I'm just display some content like remove the 0th index data from list. Okay, after I have added this sysout statement, I'm just call the method which I have created, remove method. Here I have passed the value 0. So what should happen, 50 should remove from the list. Yeah, exactly it works. How exactly it works, at that time the loop won't execute because the 0th index not equal to my 0th index, so the loop won't execute. In that case the previous element is null. So what should happen, the header element will point to the next element of your header element. The next element will be 10, right? So it will point to the next element of your header element. Likewise the deletion happen. Suppose if I want to delete the data not the 0th index position, let we take the first index data. Okay, so in that case what should happen, obviously your previous element will not be null, so it comes to the else condition. How it will be delete the data, let I explain. So it's not a 0th index position, right? So the loop will goes on the first iteration. What will happen, the previous will point to the 0th index position and current will point to the first index data, right? So our target index will be 1. So this is what our target index, so the loop will get exit. In that case, the previous element and current element will have some data. So obviously it comes to the else condition. In that condition, what you have to do, you just point your previous dot next element will be the current element next element, current dot next element, nothing but you just point your previous dot next equal to current dot next. After you pointing like this, you just unlink the current next element here. So what you have to do, current dot next equal to null. So once you unlink this data will be collected by the garbage collection. Okay, likewise the deletion happen in linked list. Let we check this implementation in our main method. So I'm going to create some sysout statement like I'm going to remove the data in the first index position. Okay, let it be first index position. Okay, so what I have to do, I just call the method ls dot remove. Inside that method argument I'm going to pass the value 1. That's it. So what should happen, the 40 will remove from my list. Yeah, exactly, it works as we expected. Okay, how exactly it works, the first index, so once we find out the first index means previous and current also not equal to null, so it comes to the else condition. The operation will be previous element next should be current element next. After you link like this, you just unlink your current dot next. Finally the current element will delete from your list. That's it about. Suppose if you are removing the last element of your linked list, nothing but if you are going to remove the tail element of your linked list. In that case, what will happen? Let me take this example. I'm going to remove the second index data. So what will happen? The first iteration previous will point to the 0th index and current will point to the first index. The next iteration previous will point to the first index position and current will point to the second index position. Now we found out our target index data, second index data, right? In this case your current element is equal to tail. So this is your condition. Suppose if your current element is equal to tail element, in that case what you have to do, your tail should point to the previous element. Okay, so previous tail equal to previous element, that's it. So now your tail will point to the previous element. This is what you have to perform while you performing deleting the data in that last index position, nothing but the tail element from your list. Okay, let I try this functionality. I'm going to remove the data 30. Okay, second index data. Okay, in that case, so I'm just copy the content from here. So remove second index position. So I'm just copy the content. So instead of first, I'm going to change second index position. Here I have passed the value second. That's it. So what will happen? The 20 will remove from my list. Yeah, exactly, it works. Okay, let me check whether our functionality is working properly. So what you have to do, you just call the add method. Why I'm saying like this, now our list have some data, right? Suppose like this, in that case what will happen, suppose if I'm calling the add method means the tail dot next will be your new node. So if our implementation is proper, the newly inserted data will happen after this first index data. So let me check ls dot add some data. So here I'm just passing the value 60. Okay, so 60 should comes the second index position. Let me check. Yeah, our functionality works fine. So that's all about remove index method. I'm going to remove the data by passing data instead of index. So the method signature will be public void remove object. Here I have to pass the data which I want to remove the data from my list. Okay, so the argument will be int data. The first step, it will be more or less similar to remove method. So here also there will be 2 pointer required for performing this operation. One will be the current element for referring the header element and another one will be the previous element. By default it is null. Here there is no index for verifying this functionality, so there is no record of I variable. Okay, so now I'm going to iterate the list. So the condition will be what we have. What is the condition? Current not equal to null. Afterwards, here we just pass the data, right? So we just verify whether our data is not equal to the current data, then only we will iterate this list until the next element. Okay, so inside the loop will be same as remove method. So what's the logic? Previous element equal to your current element. Afterwards your current element will move to the next element. So how it will move? Current equal to current dot next. That's it. So once you iterate the list, suppose the target data is not found in your list. So what will happen in that case, the current element is equal to null. So if it is so, you just inform the user the target data is not found in the list. So I am going to inform the user by using sysout statement here. So sysout, inside the sysout I am just passing the data, target data is not found. Afterwards I don't want to execute further, so I am just using one return statement for breaking the operation. Okay. The remaining logic will be same as your remove index method. So I'm just copy the content from my remove to index method and paste it here. So that's all about remove object method. Let me check this functionality. As of now our list has three element 10, 20, 60. Okay, so first element will be 10, last element will be 60. Now I am going to remove the first element from my list. So nothing but I am going to remove the object. Here I have to pass the value 10. Okay, so before executing this functionality I am simply add some sysout statement for representing the data. Here I am going to remove element 10. Okay, remove 10 element, that's it. Remove 10 element, removing, okay, whatever will be for understanding, removing 10 element from list. Okay, so that's it. Let me check that functionality. The 10 should remove from my list. So after removing, what will happen? 20 and 60 will should come. Yeah, exactly, it works fine. Now I'm going to remove the last element. So last element nothing but, if it is last elements, what is the last element? 60, right? So I'm just copy the content here, and now I'm going to remove the last element 60. Okay, so inside the method I'm just passing 60. That's it. Let we check that functionality. Yeah, 60 was removed from my list. Now there will be only one data in my linked list, right? 20. So I'm just removing the data 22. So 20, here I have to call the method ls dot remove object 20. Okay, if it is so, the list will get empty. Let me check that functionality. Yeah, exactly, it works as we expected. Now I'm going to fetch the data from my list. Nothing but I'm going to create one get method for fetch the data from my list. The method signature will be public int get. So method name will be get. Here I have to pass the index which I want to get the data from my list. So the first check will be index verification, which I have done already in my remove method. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it here. So instead of return empty return statement, I'm just passing one minimum integer value. Suppose if you want to implement any specific logic as per your wish, you can implement as per your wish. Okay, the next logic also same as remove method. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it here, but here there is no previous element, so I'm just removing the previous element here. So previous equal to current is not required. That's it. The logic will be, I'm just passing some index value, let it be, I'm just passing the first index value. Means what will happen, the loop will get iterate. So once it's matched with my current index, it will get the exit, right? So finally I'm just written the current dot data, the target current element dot data. That's it. This is what the get method will be. Let we verify that functionality here. I'm just removing some unwanted content from here, so for a better understanding purpose. So now our list has only three data, 10, 20, 30. Okay, let we implement the get logic here. I'm going to get the first index data first. Okay, so what is the method? I'm going to create one sysout statement for better understanding purpose. So first element from my list. Okay, first element from my list. After that, the method which I have created, get. Inside the get method I have to pass the argument 1. Okay, so the argument will be first index data 1. So what will be the output? 20 will comes once I am calling this functionality. Okay, so let me check. Yeah, exactly, the output comes. So now I'm going to verify the first index as well as last index. So I'm just duplicating the content and change from the 0th index to second index data, because our list has only three data: 0th index, first index, second index, right? So likewise I'm going to change the get method argument to 0, 1, 2 accordingly. Okay, so the output will be 10, 20, 30 respectively. Let me check that functionality. Yeah, exactly, it comes. Suppose if I am passing some out of range index data, so what will happen? So I'm going to add third. Okay, so there is no third index in my linked list, right? So I'm just passing the value 3. So in that case what will happen? The index out of range should comes, and as well as it should return the minimum value of integer. Yeah, exactly, it works as we implement. Okay, now I'm going to uh, make one find method from my get method. So in my get method I have written some logic for finding the target data, right? So here is the data. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it. I'm going to paste it into a new method called as find method. So in this find method I'm just copy the content and paste it here. So instead of returning the data, I'm going to return as a node. Okay, so in this find method the argument will be index, right? So I'm simply paste the content here. Instead of returning data, I'm just simply return the target node. Okay, so I'm going to replace this content in my get method. In my get method, instead of doing like this, I'm simply remove the unwanted stuff from here and paste it here. Instead of that I'm just call the method find. Here I have to pass the index which I have passed in this get method. Okay, that's it. Let we check the functionality whether it works or not. After we change the functionality, what will happen? Yeah, exactly, it works as works earlier. Okay, now I'm going to create set method, nothing but I'm going to set the data in the specific index. The method signature will be public void set. Here you have to pass two arguments. One will be the data and another one will be the target index, which index you want to set that data. Okay, the first verification will be index verification, which we have done in the remove method, get method and add to index method, so on. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it here. Okay, so I'm copy the content from my get method and paste it into my set method. So here there is no argument required in the record. Actually the method return type will be void, so I'm just removing empty return statement here. Okay, that's it. The next step will be I have to find the target index data. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it into my set method. So once I found the target data, what I have to do, I have to set the data value which I have passed in this set method. So let me take this example. Suppose if I am set the data in second index position. Okay, so in that case what I have to do, once I found the target data, I'm simply set the new value to the specific index. So the new value, let it be 40. Okay, so the 40 data will be updated in the second index position using target.data equal to data. So once I set like this, the 40 will be updated in the second index position. That's all about the set method logic will be. Okay, now I'm going to verify this functionality in my main method. So I'm going to add some data. So okay, let it be. So I'm just removing that unwanted stuff here. So now the main concentration will be set method, right? Now I'm going to remove the, I'm going to update the data in first index. Okay, so the method signature will be ls dot set, sorry, typo error, set 40 in first index position. So what should comes? 10, 40, 30 should comes. Let me check the functionality. Yeah, 10, 40, 30 comes exactly. Now I am going to retrieve the index position from my linked list when I am passing the data. Nothing but I am going to implement one index of method in my linked list. The method signature will be public in index of. Here I have to pass the data which I want to retrieve the index from my linked list. The method more or less similar to find method. So I'm just copy the content from my find method and paste it into my index of method here. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it into my index of method. So unless verifying the index position, here we are going to verify with the data. Okay, so before implementing that logic, I'm just creating one index position which is the final result for this method. So I'm just written this index position here. Suppose there is no data found in your linked list, then the index will be -1, or else you have to update the index position. So I'm going to add this condition inside my while loop. Suppose if my current dot data equal to the data, let it be, suppose I want to find the data 20. Okay, if it is so, once I found the data 20, I have to update that index position to my index field. So index equal to I. Afterwards, I'm just break the loop, so that I'm just using one break condition here. That's it. Let we check this functionality in our main method. So I'm going to verify that functionality. This is what our list right now. Now I'm going to retrieve the index of 40 element from my list. So it should return the value 1. Let me check this implementation in my main method. So now I'm going to add one sysort statement here. Inside that I'm just call the method which I have created just before, index of. In this index of method I'm going to pass the argument 40. So let me check this functionality. Let we check this functionality. It should return the value 1. Yeah, it returned the value 1. Suppose if I am passing some non-existing data in my list, so what will happen? It should return the value -1. Anyway, for checking this functionality, I'm going to pass some non-existing data in my list. So I'm just pass the value 400 here. So it should return the value -1. Yeah, exactly, it works as we implement. Now I'm going to explain last index method in linked list. For that purpose, I'm going to change some data for better understanding. So I'm going to modify the data here. This is what our list right now. Now I'm going to retrieve the index position of the data 20. Okay, so already we have a method index of. So if I pass the value 20 in the index of method, means it will return the value 1, right? So I'm just verify that functionality. 20 data index will be ls dot index of. Here I have to pass the value 20, so it will return the value 1, right? But I need the last index position of this 20 data from my list. Nothing but the 20 will be there in the third index position. Instead of first index, I need the third index value for this method. So what I have to do, I have to create one last index of method. This method more or less similar to index of method. So I'm just copy the content from here and paste it here. I'm just change the method name last index. Here the logic difference will be, in index of method, once you found the data, you simply break the execution, right? Instead of that, you just verify all the data until your list get ends. Okay, so once you found the data, you simply update the index position, but here you won't break the execution. You just verify all the data until the list gets end. So again the data will found at the index 3, so the 3 will be updated in our index field. Once our list get empty, the loop will get exit. Now the index position will be 3, so it will return 3 from this last index method. Anyway, let me check that functionality. 20 data last index will be last index which you have created just before last index, so it should return the value 3. Why? Because once it found the data in the first index position, but it won't break the execution. Instead of that, it will verify all the data further until the list gets end. So again it found the data at the index position of 3, so that the 3 will update the index field. Once the list gets empty, the while loop will get exit. Finally the updated value 3 will return from the last index method. Now I'm going to implement contains method in your linked list. The contains method will be very easy. Now we have an index of method, right? So using that index of method, we simply verify whether the data is contains in your list. Then the index will having some position information like position value, right? Nothing but it's not equal to -1. So I am going to verify one condition. So return if our index of data is not equal to -1, means that particular data will be available in your linked list. So not equal to -1, that's it. So if it is so, the particular data will be available in your linked list. So I'm going to verify some method. The method will be 20 is available in the list or not, so is exist or not. Okay, so if it is so, what I have to do, I have a method contains. So I'm just using ls dot contains. Here I have to pass the value 20. So as of now the 20 will be there in my list, so it should return the value true. So let me check that functionality. Yeah, it works fine, true. Suppose if I am entering some non-existing data in the contains method, so it will return the value false. That's it. So I am just adding some 50. So as of now there is no data 50 in my list, so it should return the value false. Anyway, let me check. Yeah, exactly, it works. Now I'm going to implement the utils method, like size of method, isEmpty method and clear method. So I'm going to create this method signature now. So the first method will be size of method. It will return the size of your linked list. And the next method will be empty check. Once your list is empty, obviously size will also is equal to 0. In that case your list is empty. And the last method will be clear method. Once you call this method, your list will get clear. Okay, so first I'm going to implement the size of method. The size of method nothing but you simply return your size field which you have already has in your linked list. That's it. Once your size equal to 0, then your list is empty. So size equal to 0. And the final one, clear method. So once you need to clear your linked list, then what you have to do, you simply clear your header element as well as tail element. This is the first step. So once you want to clear the list, the first step will be you have to clear your header element as well as your tail element. So head equal to tail equal to null. This is the first step. The next step will be you have to reinitialize your size variable equal to 0. That's it. This is what the clear method will be. So that's all about this util method. Let me check this util method in our main functionality. I'm just adding some content, like just get the size information. After that I'm just removing the content. Again I'm cut the size information. Finally I'm just clear the information. Once I clear the information, again I'm call the size information. Finally I'm just display the list information. That's it. Let me check. So it should return the value. Initially size value will be 5. After that, once I remove the data, size will be 4. Once I clear the data, the size will be 0. Exactly, it works. For better understanding, I'm just adding some content. So the content will be after clear the list, the size will be, so size will be 0. So because we just clear the data, right? So that's it. Let me check. Yeah, exactly, it works. Now I want to ask you something. So far in the previous videos we have discussed lot more information about array list, like how array list exactly works internally and what are the methods are available in array list, right? In this video we have implemented linked list. So could you please tell me when you prefer array list and when you prefer linked list? Post your answer in the comment section below. So that's all about linked list implementation in Java. In next video, I'm going to implement doubly linked list in Java. So stay tuned.